Hi everyone, welcome to another video of mine on TSL's YouTube channel. On this channel we offer a range of tips and tricks for law students, recent law graduates or even aspiring solicitors. So if this is of interest to you, then please feel free to subscribe to stay tuned for more videos. For those who don't know me, my name is Zahraa and I'm an LPC LLM student at the University of Law. Over the last month, I have completed all my exams and assessments, and I'm currently awaiting my results for those assessments. So fingers crossed I have passed all of them. In this video, I thought it'd be useful for me to share with you the ways in which I revised for those exams. And the first thing I'd like to point out is that there are so many ways in which the assessments and the exams are conducted on the LPC. There's no one way. The first set of assessments come under the Introduction to Professional Practice module, so the IPP module. And to me personally, those assessments were somewhat easier than the CPA exams. CPA stands for Core Practice Area, and those are the major exams that you will conduct after you have done all of those assessments that come under the IPP module. So in light of the IPP module then, I thought it'd be useful for me to share with you the tips and some ideas on how I revised for those exams first, and then I will create another video in the future where I will be covering revision tips on CPA exams. So in this video I will be mainly focusing on the IPP module assessments. Okay, so let's start with solicitors accounts. And for solicitors accounts, it's very, very important that you do lots and lots of practicing. I know that there is a workbook that you can find on Elite. There are exemplars and there are mock assessments. So those will help you massively on practicing for solicitors accounts. And I would highly recommend that you go over each and one of those. Okay, so I'll be honest, I didn't do much of the essential reading for solicitors accounts, and that's purely because for me it was all about getting those numbers right in the way that it worked best for me. So back in January, that's when I had my workshops for solicitors accounts. Obviously we attended campus. I don't know how the workshops are delivered now, presumably online. So I did attend all the workshops for solicitors accounts. In fact, I attended all of the workshops on the LPC. But although I attended the workshops, I felt like I just had like a basic understanding on solicitors accounts, and I felt like I had to go home and work by myself independently to kind of know how I can work my way around those numbers. So it was all about, literally for me, it was all about independent practice. So lots of practice until you get to grips with it. Once you get to grips with it, trust me, you will find that solicitors accounts is actually very much enjoyable, because when you go through those numbers and then you find that you've got the correct answer, it gives you this satisfactory feeling. And remember, you do get the answers, but of course make sure you don't go through the answers until you've actually had a go at the questions. So, and of course my main advice really would be to practice well in advance, so that you can identify the areas that you are struggling with, and then of course contact your tutor to seek advice and some support in the areas that you need some help with. So those are the tips on solicitors accounts. For wills and professional conduct, I felt like those assessments were conducted in the same sort of way. In other words, MCQs over a 2-hour period. And hence why I thought, I will offer some tips on those assessments simultaneously. Of course, make sure you do all the workshop tasks, make sure you do the consolidation, go over the exemplars, and if you wish so, do the essential reading. I personally did do the essential reading for wills. What I did was I color coded the relevant chapters, and I used sticky tabs. I highlighted all the relevant bits, and you can find the essential reading. I'm sure you all know by now, you can find the essential reading on the module guide. So that's what I did. I did also do the essential reading, but I also revised using an online revision tool on Elite. It's called Synap, and that is very, very useful. It is very similar to the actual questions that you will get on the assessment. And you can find Synap on Elite under the IPP module. So I would highly recommend it. It was so useful for me, and I must say that that was my main revision tool. It helped me massively. So what also helped me a lot, and it was very similar to the questions that we got on the actual assessment, were the test and feedback questions on Elite. So yeah, go over those as well. Okay, let's move on to client interviewing. And I know so many students were so nervous about client interviewing, and that's purely because you have to act, as a solicitor where you are interviewing a client who's actually the examiner. And just the idea of that, brought so much nerves into all the students. I must admit, it's a very daunting process, and I would suggest that you get a lot of practice before your real assessment. I mean, it goes without saying, preparation is essential, and not only for interviewing, but for any assessments that you have. Now, you will be given the chance to conduct the mock assessment, whereby you will be given feedback on areas for improvement, so please do take those mocks seriously. So focus on the specific area of law concerning the interview. We were told what area of law our interview was based on, so check with your tutor what area of law you should be focusing on. So make sure you are calm, you're relaxed in the assessment, because remember, looking confident is a key winner. So you will be given a suggested interview structure. So do make sure you follow that structure, and also remember that you are allowed to take notes in with you to the interview. So adapt a professional and reassuring tone. Make sure you avoid legal terminology, because you have to remember that the client has no legal knowledge, and so you must make sure you use plain English. So for example, if the interview is based on business law, instead of saying quorum, make sure you say the number of directors required to attend a board meeting. Okay guys, so those were my ideas on how I prepared for those assessments, and some overview on what to expect on those assessments. So I really do hope that it has given you some sort of confidence, and I'm pretty sure you'll all smash it. But before I conclude this video, I would like to throw some positive messages out there. Number 1, believe in your ability. Number 2, don't forget exam season is temporary and it will all be over soon. So make the most of it now, work hard so that you can celebrate your hard work in the future. Number 3, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. Number 4, work hard, push yourself, because nobody's going to do it for you but you yourself. And 5, lastly, be proud of yourself no matter what happens, and make sure you always remember, grades don't define you. Okay guys, so those are my revision tips on the IPP Stage 1 assessments on the LPC. Hopefully it has given you some more insight and prepares you well for those assessments. I hope this video has been useful to you, and best of luck on your exams. Thank you so much for watching guys, and I will see you on my next video.